So thank you, Whitney, for agreeing to talk with me today. I know that you got our Master's of Science in Human Development and Family Science degree with a specialization in addiction treatment and prevention services in 2017. That was a mouthful. So I just want to thank you to talk to me today to tell me a little bit about the program. So first, can you introduce yourself and tell me what it is you're currently doing?
I'm Whitney Fegan. I currently work for the University of Reno, Nevada, Nevada Center for Excellence in Disabilities. I work on a couple different grants. I'm on a prenatal exposure assessment team grant doing interdisciplinary work for fetal alcohol syndrome diagnosis. I'm on a MTSS grant working for doing kind of collaboration and training for the school districts, which will hopefully lead to prevention and intervention trainings for my side of that grant. And then I'm on another grant that's being developed for, there's a workforce grant within the community to develop trainings and hopefully curriculum and classes for, it's a mouthful, I have to think about this for a second, clinicians within the community to get access to learn how to work with people with intellectual disabilities in the therapeutic community.
So you're doing a lot,
Yes.
basically. That's great though. No, it's exciting. You have a lot of interesting positions at the university and within your grants. So I'm wondering if you could tell me how the specialization in addiction treatment and prevention services helped possibly lead you into this career or helped what you know or helped you in your current career.
Yeah, I think it was a combination of not only the master's program and also like the career path I originally started on in it, which was direct therapeutic services within the field, and kind of a combination and culmination of both. It definitely set me up to, be successful both in the educational aspect of it as well as the kind of treatment intervention side of things. So I think both culminated together. I'm obviously working within the prevention intervention route with the training, which really helped me there. I had group therapy classes and diagnostic classes within the master's program, as well as the developmental piece. So that kind of helped me in the component with the PEAT program. I'm able to interact with the families. I'm not doing diagnostic work currently right now. I'm not a licensed clinician currently right now, but I'm able to come to the forefront of this interdisciplinary work and collaborate with my colleagues and see these cases and help give input when I am working with these families and these children. And same when it comes to the prevention and intervention training. I'm able to, really do the research and help provide information and knowledge when developing these trainings. And then for the third grant, this is more on the research side of things because it's being developed, just being able to access this information and know what I'm looking for when it comes to, the educational piece. So working with the IDD population, the human development really helped me there, as well as the prevention, intervention, and the drug and alcohol piece, the therapeutic piece, kind of meshing the two together. So I think all the classes I got to take. And then my professors, they really just helped me to kind of go into the world and interact with the community. So.
Great. Can you tell me a little bit more specifically about some of the education you received or the classes you took and how that, kind of connected where you've gone? And because I know you worked at the school district prior to this as well. So, how did that connect and for you when you moved into the field?
Yeah, absolutely. I think one class in particular that just comes to mind was my family systems class with Mary Shadley. That really helped me work with families within the community, the school district. um that really helped me to be able to work with different families and different dynamics and be able to meet them where they're at. Things like that. My motivational interviewing class, really being able to work with a person individually and learn how to interact with them where they're at and what they're going through, and be able to ask those open-ended questions. That trained me for that. As well as my human development class, my development class with Linda DeFlorio, just knowing what developmental milestones children are going through and being able to work with each age group. I worked with not only elementary, middle school, and high school. I'm also working with that age group within the prenatal exposure team. I'm working with all ages. So those classes in particular really helped kind of prep me to do this work.
Yeah, that would make sense because you have to learn about families and how systems work, um and children are different, at different developmental stages in their lives. And so it's different times when you work with kids. So I appreciate you sharing that with us. What do you like about working in this field?
Oh, that's a good question. Excuse me. I think one, I hate to say this every time, but I'm never bored. Things are always you everything's unexpected, which I love. That's why I'm drawn to this field. You never know what you're going to get, and I appreciate that. And I also get to work with so many diverse people, and I get to meet new people every day, and that's what I love. And I also get to help people. You're not going to get that feel good feeling every time, but I think when you see the outcome and the product at the end, I say this every time. I had a mom at the Peak Clinic thank all of us the other day and started crying when we did the diagnosis assessment component and the feedback. And, she was so happy for the information we gave her. And we were just giving her information for her child. And that really just felt so great because she felt like she was given a gift. She was given information and support. And same thing when I'm working with a client in the therapeutic community, when they maintain so many years of sobriety, or I've run into many clients that I've worked with in the past that they say they're still doing great and they're still doing well and they're sober. That is a huge win for me. And so those are the reasons why I chose this field, and I love to do what I do. So
Thank you. That's amazing. There is hope in recovery, and you can combat it. And so I think having you on the forefront is great. Thank you. Um, a lot of times I hear about the master's program and folks go, well, what can I do with it? And all the possibilities. And I heard you say, I'm not currently licensed yet. Look at all the different things you're doing. You're getting through this program and having this master's, you've had the ability to touch multiple lives. And if you could give us a little bit about your path and the different things you've done, having this master's and being able to work in different avenues.
yes. So I was supposed to be a probation officer. I got my bachelor's in criminal justice. I actually had access to Mary Shadley and the minor when I was in my bachelor's here at UNR. And then something clicked inside of me with my internship with probation. Mary got me connected to that. And they were like, you need to be a therapist. And I rerouted. And I was already touching with the education field. I was already in the education field, and I rerouted. And I was able kind of to mesh the two together: criminal justice, education, human development, and addiction treatment. And I've been able to, which has been amazing, and I'm very blessed to experience different aspects of this master's program within the field. I've worked in public education. I've worked in criminal justice. I've worked in direct treatment and therapy. I've worked in higher education. And I've gotten to experience all these things because of this master's. I am not currently licensed. I have the access to get my board, to sit for my boards. That's not that I can't do it. I've done all the work I need to do. I just need to sit for my boards. But the fact that I get to experience all these different things because of this master's has been huge. And I love that. So it's granted me access to that.
Thank you. That's amazing. You have a lot of experience for being so young. So it's amazing. It's amazing to hear that the knowledge you gained in the Masters of Science program with the specialization in addiction treatment services has allowed you to be able to experience those things. And also you're just being you as well. I guess one of my other questions, just a few, would you recommend others getting the Masters of Science in Human Development Family Studies specialization? And if so, why?
Absolutely. I would first say, no, it's tough because when we're young, we don't know what we want to do, but know what you want to do. Investigate it, talk to the advisors, and know what you want to do. The great thing is, though, because of this master's program, like I just said, it will give you access to multiple things. The great thing is with this master's program, if you know you want to do the human development education human service field, it will give you access to that. And even better, if you know that you want to work in substance abuse or addiction treatment, you have access to gain that license, which is huge. So if you want the specialization, it's there. But research, know what you want to do. And then if it's within the human service field, you have kind of a menu of options to go into, but make sure you know what you want to do. That's the biggest thing I would say. It's a great master's program with great professors. I learned so much on both the human development side of things and the addiction treatment side of things. But it was a fantastic master's, and it definitely pushed me to evolve in a great way, I would say. Your undergrad is your, you learn a lot, but you're still young. And when I went into the master's program, it really pushed me to be a different person.
Thank you. And that's usually true. Your undergrad, your foundation, and then you're like, hey, I think I want to do this, and this helps me explore options. And I think it's one of the good things about this program. Even if you don't want to be licensed, it's a nice specialization to have when you enter the workforce, because substance use disorders is so prevalent. And just to be able to have that knowledge, and when you're walking into a school district or you're walking in working with clients, you can already have that basic knowledge of what a substance use disorder might look like. What is one thing you would say, if someone was contemplating the specialization, what would be one thing that you would leave for them?
Oh, that's a tough one. I guess, again, I would say just investigate, ask questions. And it's not because the master's program isn't great, but I would say that to anybody going into any master's, any education field, to get a degree, because every degree is going to look great on paper, right? But you want to make sure this is what you want to do. So investigate, look at it, talk to the advisors, talk to the professors. They're willing to help you, even if you're getting ready to go into it. And just ask questions, and they will answer honestly and talk to you about it. And that will set you up, and that will also show initiative. So if this is the program you want to go into, then they're going to see that initiative within you.
A good point. And this one might be a little more complicated. Let's see. If you were to sum up your experience into one sentence, 2 or 3 if you need, because I know that's complicated, but if you could sum up what your experience was in the master's program, how would you put that forward?
One sentence?
You can have more than one sentence. That's a lot. Okay. You can fill it in a couple.
I would say the master's program made me grow up. I grew up and became an adult in the master's program, and I learned how to move through adversity, which that probably hits people really hard. I'm not saying it wasn't rainbows and sunshines too, but it definitely pushed me to grow up, which is amazing. I grew in that master's program, and I learned how to move through uncomfortability sometimes.
That's a good point. Any last things you want to say that ties back into the master's program? Maybe what you learned, how you've applied, just kind of throwing out there for folks that might be interested in this program.
I will tell you, and maybe this is not something you want to put on there. When I say diversity and comfortability, that professional paper or thesis was probably the hardest thing that I had to move through when I talk about uncomfortability, but it was probably the best thing I learned how to do. And so I would say, when you're doing this, it's a good thing to pick, because sometimes you just got to move through uncomfortability, because when you get out of it, you're like, I did it. And so it was a great experience. I can say that I did this and I moved through it, and I got my master's in this, and it's a great accomplishment and a great feeling. So that's what I would tell people. And you have great professors supporting you in this.
Thank you. I appreciate you meeting with us today and talking about it. Anything else you'd like to leave? Any last tidbits?
No, just we need more people in this field. We need more people in this field to help people out there. So just you guys are out there. We need you. So let's do it.